You know, there's something fascinating about the way the mind works. Because as you sit here listening to this, absorbing these words, you might already notice how your awareness begins to expand. Almost as if something inside you is unlocking, unfolding, shifting in ways you hadn't expected. Because of course, the most profound realizations, they always come when you least expect them, don't they? And as you begin to notice how your thoughts flow, you might also notice how easy it is to step outside of them, to observe them, as if from a distance, almost like watching a river stream past. Have you ever noticed that? How the harder you try to hold on to water, the more it slips through your fingers, and yet the moment you let go, the river carries you effortlessly. That's the paradox, isn't it? The more you try to think faster, the more tangled your thoughts become. But the moment you let go, the moment you surrender to the stillness, everything becomes clearer. Ideas emerge, creativity flows. It's almost as if your unconscious mind already knows exactly what to do, because it does, doesn't it? Now consider this, the power of your influence. It's not in what you say, but in what you project. People don't remember your words. They remember how they felt in your presence. Have you ever met someone so certain, so grounded in their reality, that their belief became contagious? Because that is what reality is, isn't it? A projection, a frame. And the stronger your frame, the more your world bends to it. The more you commit to your own version of reality, the more others begin to adopt it. Because certainty is magnetic. And the moment you stop seeking permission to believe in yourself, you realise you never needed it in the first place. Now let me ask you this. Have you ever noticed how a single question, just the right question, can unravel an entire belief system? How one well-placed question, it can expose the cracks in someone's logic, allowing them to see, perhaps for the first time, that they were standing on shaky ground all along. You might even begin to wonder what happens when you start asking those questions yourself. Questions like, how do you know that's true? What would happen if the opposite were true? Who taught you to believe that? What are you pretending not to know? And as those questions settle in, as they begin to work their way through your mind, like ripples in a still pond, something interesting happens, doesn't it? Because once a belief is questioned, it can never be seen in the same way again. And then comes the real magic. The moment when you introduce a new perspective, a new frame, a new way of seeing the world, effortlessly, seamlessly, as if we're always there, just waiting to be noticed. Because the truth is, the way you see the world is just one way. And when you learn to shift perspectives at will, when you learn to reframe anything, you become unstoppable. Have you ever noticed how a locked door, it's only locked from one side? That the moment you step around and see it differently, you realise it was always open. And as you think about that, maybe you're already starting to realise that thinking less doesn't make you slower, it makes you faster. The certainty doesn't come from proving yourself, but from owning your reality. That the more you let go, the further you go. And as you consider all of this, perhaps there's a part of you that's already beginning to integrate it, to feel it, to own it. Because when you think about it, isn't it fascinating how easy change can be? Or maybe you already knew that, didn't you? Let that sink in. Listen again. Feel it. Then go out and live it. Because isn't it interesting? At the moment you stop chasing words, they start chasing you. Because words, they're only symbols, placeholders, echoes of something deeper. And yet, what really moves people? What shifts them? It isn't the words themselves. It's the force behind them. The energy, the certainty, the belief. Have you ever noticed how, when someone speaks with absolute conviction, their words become reality? How when someone embodies an idea fully, it stops being an argument and starts being a truth. Because the world, it doesn't respond to what you say. It responds to who you are. And maybe you've started to realise, or maybe a part of you has always known that the more you align with your own reality, the more others start aligning with it. It's like gravity. The stronger your centre, the more everything bends in your direction. Now think about this. Have you ever seen a flame flicker? How it moves, dances, sways in the air. Yet it never loses itself. So imagine for a moment what it would be like to embody that, to flow, yet remain unshaken, to be adaptable, yet unwavering, to be grounded in your own reality, that no matter how the wind shifts, you remain steady. Because here's the truth. People live inside frames. A frame is just a belief that someone holds so tightly that they forget it's a belief. And the moment you realise that, you hold the key to unlocking everything. Because when someone challenges you, when they try to impose their frame on you, do you push back? Do you resist? Or do you simply expand so completely, so effortlessly, that their frame dissolves into yours? Because that's the secret, isn't it? The one who controls the frame controls the reality. And isn't it fascinating how that works? How when you refuse to question yourself, the world starts questioning itself instead. How when you embody absolute certainty, it spreads. How when you stop hesitating, you start leading. Because certainty is contagious, and when people feel it, truly feel it, they don't remember what you said. They remember the shift. They remember how you made them feel. And once they've felt it, they can't unfeel it. And that is how beliefs change. Not by force, not by argument, but by presence. By stepping so fully into your own reality that others can't help but follow. And as you let this settle in, as you allow yourself to absorb this at every level, consciously, unconsciously, effortlessly, you might already be wondering, how much more powerful will you be when you fully embrace this? Or maybe, just maybe, you already have, haven't you?